It's the model year end, and we're unleashing bonus cash on the 2014 Nissans. Get to Nissan's bottom line for the most exciting lineup on the road.
Get up to $1,000 holiday bonus cash. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS 2 News at 6 a.m. Coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to CBS 2. The time now is 6:29. You're looking at a beautiful shot of Blue Ridge and all of that sunshine as we kick off your Labor Day weekend. Thanks for joining us. I'm Louisa Hodge.
And I'm Amy Johnson. We're glad that you're spending part of the morning with us. It's going to be a hot day. A lot of folks heading to the beach to enjoy the holiday weekend.
Yeah, certainly that sunshine is going to be with us today. We are going to feel it today. It's going to be a beautiful day if you're headed to the beach. Right now, as we head into the afternoon for downtown Los Angeles, it should bring us temperatures into the upper 80s. So that's still above average for today. We will see some changes as we wrap up the end of your weekend. But right now, temperatures at USC, 66 degrees, 69 degrees for LAX, and about 67 degrees in Van Nuys. Winds are calm. They could start picking up, though, as we head into the latter part of your day today. By tomorrow, temperatures will actually cool off just slightly into the mid-80s. I'll have a full look at your forecast, including your Labor Day forecast, straight ahead.
All right. Thanks, Louisa. A funeral is being held this morning for Ezell Ford, who was unarmed when police killed him in South L.A. almost 3 weeks ago. CBS 2's Joy Benedict is live in South L.A. outside of the First A.M.E. Church, where services will take place a little later today. Joy, and are they expecting a large crowd at this event?
They really are, Amy. Not only a large crowd here at the church, but the church is also going to be streaming the service on its website, because this really is one of those incidences that has really touched the entire Los Angeles community, and they know that so many people want to share in the mourning and giving support to the family of Ezell Ford. Now, you may recall that the 25-year-old Ezell Ford was shot by two members of the Los Angeles Police Department on August the 11th in South L.A. Police say when they approached, he turned and grabbed one of the officers. During a struggle, the LAPD says that Ford and that officer fell to the ground and that Ford was grabbing at the officer's weapon. That's when police say the struggling officer's partner shot Ford. The officer on the ground also fired his backup weapon. Ford was unarmed at the time and died at a nearby hospital. The shooting itself drew protests in South Los Angeles, as well as many vigils, as people remembered Ezell Ford and also wanted more information about how he died. Ford's death also came 2 days after the deadly police shooting of Mike Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. Now, in both cases, witnesses dispute the police accounts. Here in South L.A., witnesses say that Ford was not resisting and that he had mental challenges that the police were aware of. Now, First A.M.E. Church says that it is holding the services today as a way to try and bring this community together.
First A.M.E. Church of Los Angeles has a long history in this city, 140-year old ministry in the city of Los Angeles, and so in many times in our city's watershed moments in the history of this city, First A.M.E. Church has been there to cause for calm, for peace, for love, for joy, for hope in times of trial and tribulation.
Now, there will be a public viewing at 10 o'clock. The services are scheduled to start at 11, and then he will be laid to rest at Inglewood Park immediately after the services. And the family of Ezell Ford is asking that in lieu of flowers, donations be made in Ford's name to the Youth Justice Coalition, as well as L.A. on Cloud 9. Reporting live from South L.A., Joy Benedict, CBS 2 News.
All right, thank you, Joy. State lawmakers pushed through several new laws last night before leaving for the Labor Day holiday, and among them a new gun control law in response to the Isla Vista rampage. The Isla Vista killer, Elliot Rodger, had a history of mental illness. Now, the bill gives judges the power to take guns away from people who show signs they could harm themselves or others. Supporters say this gives families a way to get involved if they are worried about a loved one's mental health. It was a party line vote last night in the state assembly. The bill passed 47-25, with Republicans voting against it. Elliot Rodger killed 6 UC Santa Barbara students before he was killed by officers. The bill now heads to Governor Brown's desk. And the state Senate has approved a bill that would make California the first to ban plastic bags statewide. The bill also calls for a 10-cent charge for paper and reusable bags. The goal is to eliminate plastic waste, but plastic bag makers say it will cost them 2,000 jobs statewide. The bill already passed the state assembly. It's now awaiting approval from Governor Jerry Brown. And lawmakers also said yes to a bill that would give more money to California universities. This summer, Governor Jerry Brown said he'd give $50 million each to the University of California and Cal State schools if the state made enough money from property taxes. Well, that didn't happen. This bill would ensure the schools still get the money. Governor Brown does not support the bill. And late last night, State Attorney General Kamala Harris filed an appeal in that controversial teacher tenure ruling. Back in June, a judge threw out 5 laws on teacher tenure, calling them unconstitutional. Harris's appeal says the issue needs to be decided by a higher court. A pit bull owner has been convicted of murder after his dogs killed a woman near his Little Rock home last year. Pamela DeVitt reportedly had more than 200 puncture wounds on her body. The coroner said she bled to death. The dog's owner, Alex Jackson, was charged with second-degree murder because the dogs had been violent before. Jackson will be sentenced in October, where he could face up to life in prison. Concerned parents and students in Compton say they don't want assault rifles in their schools. They want the school board to rescind its policy to have armed campus police officers carrying AR-15s. CBS 2's Dave Lopez looks at the controversy.
Our kids are not criminals. We already have that stigma of Compton, and doing this would even make it worse.
It's excessive. They were not informed, and they are appalled.
We don't need that much protection.
It is a decision that has stirred up controversy in Compton. The Compton Unified School Board voted to authorize the school police to have AR-15 rifles, the type that is pictured here, as part of their arsenal to carry in their patrol cars.
They haven't had no serious activities going on in the school, like no gangs or nothing going on. Everything been going fine for years now. I haven't seen any incidents in Compton where this is justified.
It hasn't happened yet, but the board's authorization gives the school chief the right to purchase 50 rifles, one for each member of his staff, have proper training for those officers, and then have those rifles in the trunk of the car. Several other local school districts already have this policy in place, including LA Unified. In a statement, LAUSD told us their police officers have access to what they call patrol rifles.
We don't think it should be done in Compton, and we don't want it done in Compton.
We attempted to reach the school superintendent, any of the school board members, or the police chief, and we were told by a district spokesperson, quote, nobody in this district is talking about this subject. All we got was a written statement from the school's police chief. Chief William Wu writes in part, quote, these rifles give us greater flexibility in dealing with a person with bad intent who comes onto any of our campuses. They say it's for protection.
Protection? They don't need that for protection.
What do they need rifles for?
I don't think so. I think protection can come out of hand.
Am I going to find anybody who thinks it's a good idea?
You might, but I hope not.
Even a school board member has had a change of heart. May Thomas issued this statement, quote, I believe that we as a body should rescind our decision to implement the policy of using the high-powered weapon in Compton Unified School District until we have received the sentiments of the community at large. The next school board meeting, September 9th. From Compton, Dave Lopez, CBS 2 News.
Coming up next in Eye on Entertainment, the fading of a Hollywood star brought down by scandal. We have a look at the last of Robin Hood. But first, here's a look at gas prices around Southern California. Most have gone down a little bit.
I got mine in Irvine at the Irvine Auto Center.
Super summer savings are here right now at the Irvine Auto Center. Shop over 5,000 new and used cars on site at the 5 and 405 freeways or online at IrvineAutoCenter.com and get special summer discounts at every store. It's easy to see why. Irvine Auto Center is everyone's favorite auto center.
I got mine in Irvine at the Irvine Auto Center. Woohoo!
The looks, the voice.
What you learn to sing like that?
The dream.
Sing songs, write songs, that's all I want to do.
Seth Green, Ashley Judd, Joe Pantoliano, Blake Rain with Ray Liotta. The Identical. Rated PG. In theaters September 5th.
Okay, Southern California, the Ontario Auto Center's Labor Day weekend sale is one huge sale with huge discounts on a huge selection of new and used cars from 19 dealerships, all at one easy-to-find location. So take a ride to the Ontario Auto Center where the 10 and 15 meet. Look for the 30-foot tall balloons, find the exact car or truck you want, save a wallet full of money in one of our biggest sales of the year at the Ontario Auto Center today.
Take a ride with me.
Aerial coverage from Sky 2 is brought to you by Stater Brothers, your hometown supermarket. Brands you know from folks you know. Stater Brothers, serving Southern California families for over 76 years. Supports your home team. Stater Brothers, where you always get more for less.
A new film shines a light on a Hollywood scandal few people remember. This morning in Eye on Entertainment, CBS 2's Suzanne Marquez shows the story of Errol Flynn's romance with an underage girl in The Last of Robin Hood.
He was one of Hollywood's biggest heartthrobs, a notorious ladies' man with a taste for the high life.
Hello there. I'm Errol Flynn, and who might you be?
I'm Beverly Adland.
The Last of Robin Hood tells the true story of Errol Flynn. Kevin Kline plays the actor in the final years of his career when he falls for a young starlet and launches into a risky love affair.
You have to face your destiny.
Dakota Fanning says the role gave her a taste of a Hollywood she never knew, when movie stars had an air of mystery.
It was interesting to see how Errol Flynn was worshipped by everyone. Everybody was knees buckled when they saw him.
Susan Sarandon plays the starlet's mother, obsessed with fame at any cost.
Do you know how much I sacrificed so that you two could be together?
Getting to see Susan, who's, I think, one of the most talented actors ever, portray someone like this and make her so vulnerable. When I watched the film, I felt so much compassion for her, even though she's crazy.
I can't stop thinking about you.
The affair ignites a Hollywood scandal and shows what happens when the spotlight burns too bright. Suzanne Marquez, CBS 2 News.
Soccer season is starting up again, but some parents want the rules changed to keep their kids safe on the field. The story is coming up in our Weekend Review.
Labor Day piano liquidation at SoCal Pianos. Closeout inventory from our Palm Desert and San Marcos stores has been trucked in to SoCal Pianos in Ontario for immediate liquidation through Labor Day only. Get final clearance prices on brand name pianos by Steinway, Baldwin, Mason & Hamlin, and many others. Save tens of thousands on trade-ins, rental returns, floor models, and gently used inventory. Special financing, free delivery anywhere in SoCal. Everything must go regardless of profit. Massive piano liquidation now through Labor Day only at SoCal Pianos, 15 Freeway in Ontario.
I feel so lucky to live in Southern California where we have great trails with ocean views. I'm also lucky to have found Providence Health and Services to help me with my cardiac problem. When the doctor told me that I needed to have open heart surgery, I was kind of floored. Always having been a very active person, I never thought it would happen to me. Because of Providence, my life goes on.
For more of Ken's story, visit california.providence.org. Experience life. Experience Providence Heart Care.
Everybody's excited about the back-to-school savings at Staples. From the customers to the Staples associates. With guaranteed low prices on comp books. You'll flip out. Now go tell your friends. Staples, make more happen for less.
It's our firm belief that corners are meant to be hugged, not cut. Luxury without compromise. The all-new Audi A3. Experience the Summer of Audi event before September 4th and get exceptional values in the Audi you've always wanted.
The final tennis major of the year takes center stage. Watch the world's best on CBS 2. Sponsored locally by Puerto Rico Tourism Company. Come to Puerto Rico and live your own five-star vacation story. Puerto Rico, the all-star island.
So many folks enjoying kind of the last, holiday weekend of summer, trying to get out and enjoy, and it's going to be a little hot.
We always say this, but I cannot believe that summer is over already.
So fast.
It just flew by, and you know what? If you're taking advantage of it, it's going to feel like summer today and tomorrow, and you know what? It's going to be a beautiful weekend. On top for us right now, you can see a whole lot of sunshine over downtown Los Angeles, a little bit of haze out there, and we're still dealing with a little bit of morning fog as well. That's going to burn off, and we are going to see a lot of blue skies today, and those temperatures, well, they're going to stay above average. So if you are heading to the beach, the weather is going to be pretty accommodating for you. Here's a look at your temperatures right now. We're staying in the 60s for the most part, 67 degrees in downtown Los Angeles. The same goes for Long Beach, about 65 degrees in Anaheim right now. And the satellite does show that the coastal fog is still in place. It should stay in place in through Ventura and Los Angeles counties in through a couple hours or so. And then we're going to start to see the clouds burn off and lots of sunshine on tap for us for today. Today, an afternoon high in downtown Los Angeles of about 87 degrees. So we're staying above average, still a little bit cooler than where we were yesterday. And as we head into the latter part of your Saturday, expect those winds to really start to pick up, especially through the Antelope Valley. We could see sustained winds upwards of 20 miles an hour. So still offshore, we're still seeing remnants of Hurricane Marie. We do have a high pressure system in place right now, and that's actually what's bringing for those warmer above average temperatures. We're going to continue to see warm temperatures as we head through the day today. Then we're going to start to ease up a bit by your Sunday as that ridge of high pressure breaks down and we go from above average temperatures to below average temperatures as we head towards your Tuesday. So here's your 5-day forecast showing us highs in the 70s for the beaches over the weekend, 80s in the metro area, but we go from the upper 80s to the mid 80s and 90s for the valleys. Amy?
All right. Thank you, Louisa. A wanted serial killer is off the streets and monster waves batter the Southern California coast. CBS 2's Sylvia Lopez has those stories and more in your Weekend Review.
On Monday, the week began with a major cleanup in Napa from the 6.0 earthquake. Our Randy Page spoke with a former Glendale man left picking up the pieces.
This is the site residents of the Napa Valley Mobile Home Park woke up to this morning. 4 mobile homes burned to the ground, many others damaged beyond repair. 49 homes are red tagged. That means no one's allowed inside until engineers declare them safe. More than 100 others will need to be cleaned up before they can be inhabited. Piles of bricks and shattered windows litter the sidewalks. But no one received life-threatening injuries. Of the 208 people treated for injuries, 6 were initially listed in critical condition, but not anymore. 5 years ago, Arthur Hartunian packed up his dreams in Glendale and brought them to Napa.
Our dream was to take our passion for craft spirits and cocktails and bring it up here to Napa.
Everything he sells is cradled in glass bottles, and many of them were lost in the earthquake. His reaction?
One earthquake's not going to keep us down. I mean, we're from California. I'm from Los Angeles, so it's just another day in California.
On Tuesday, police discussed the capture of a suspected serial killer. Elsa Ramon reported on the killing spree that had the Southland on edge.
Nothing makes a homicide investigator's heart beat faster than realizing he has a serial killer.
And LAPD detectives say 34-year-old Alexander Hernandez wasn't planning on stopping his killing spree anytime soon. Police say the attack started last Wednesday on August 20th at 6 in the morning when Hernandez shot a woman in her car exiting the 5 freeway at Colorado in Atwater Village. Then police say on August 21st at 5 in the morning, Hernandez shot and killed Gil Morales at Glen Oaks and Vaughn Street as he was driving his pickup truck in Pacoima. Police claim Hernandez was driving this SUV in West Hollywood on Friday, August 22nd, when he fired at a couple with a shotgun on the corner of Santa Monica and Gardner. He missed. Then on Saturday, August 23rd at 11:20 in the morning in the 1300 block of Eldridge in Sylmar, Hernandez is accused of shooting 3 dogs. 2 of them were killed. Then police say on Sunday morning, August 24th, Hernandez continued his killing spree, starting with Mariana Franco on Celis Street in San Fernando. Then an unidentified man picking up cans at the Sylmar Recreational Center on Borden Avenue, and finally ending with the murder of Gloria Tovar on Fillmore.
On Wednesday, huge waves slammed our coast. Stacy Butler was at the Wedge in Newport Beach.
Big. It's really difficult to see because there's so many people lined up,
It's hard to know if spectators are talking about the waves or the crowds. Tonight, thousands packed the wedge as bodyboarders and surfers spent their second day catching epic rides off 20-foot waves.
Surf that we haven't seen in probably 2 to 3 decades.
It's amazing. It's awesome. It's huge waves.
As crowds cheered the few who braved the surf.
It's crazy. I like it.
Newport Beach police were so overwhelmed by traffic getting into the wedge, for the first time ever, they had to divert cars to allow emergency vehicles clear access.
We call all this traffic a freeway right now because we can barely get down there. We need a shuttle system and a sign that says there's no parking. Bike's okay.
There's like just as many people as there's many waves.
On Thursday, a well-known name in Hollywood talked about his efforts to battle the big box stores. Here's our Dave Bryant.
Film director and activist Rob Reiner is spearheading Measure R, the hottest issue on the November ballot in Malibu, and an issue that many towns and cities across California are dealing with.
This idea that you could make Malibu into some kind of shopping destination where you have, you know, chain store after chain store. I mean, we are already overrun, and we're hoping that we can slow it down to where it doesn't get beyond livable.
Measure R requires voter approval of specific plans for commercial and commercial residential projects over 20,000 square feet. And it sets the cap on chain stores and local shopping centers to 30% of tenants, but would allow a much higher cap on chain stores in 5 existing Civic Center shopping centers.
Ultimately, it gives you a lot more development and more chain stores.
I think that it would do a lot more damage than it fixes, and I think that it will take the city several years of spending tons of money that we could spend on other things.
But the Malibu city attorney wrote that Measure R may be vulnerable to a legal challenge.
Basically, I'm fighting the city of Malibu here.
On Friday, we reported about AYSO and other soccer groups hit with a class action lawsuit over their concussion policies. Here's our Michelle Gile.
Ask any soccer player and they'll tell you headers are a part of the game.
But the more I do, it gets a little more tiring and then you get a little bit of a headache, but that's only happens when you do a lot.
But a class action lawsuit just filed against U.S. Youth Soccer and other affiliated organizations seeks to limit the number of times a child hits the ball with his or her head in order to help prevent injuries. The goal, according to the suit, is to adopt a protocol to evaluate and manage concussion symptoms.
In my 10 years, I've only witnessed 2 people having concussions through hundreds of games and practices.
Michael McKenzie was an AYSO soccer coach and a referee for years. He's also the father of 2 teenage girls in Newport Beach who have grown up playing club soccer.
But sometimes you just don't think about it and it's a bullet like straight to your head and it just hurts really bad and you kind of feel like your brain boggle in your head.
Mike McKenzie says AYSO put him through concussion training, teaching that any player who has symptoms is to be pulled out, evaluated, and not allowed back in the game.
Whenever I get done with a game and we talk about my child having a header in a game and she speaks to me and says, kind of juggled everything around in there, gives you cause for worry.
That's a look at the Weekend Review. I'm Sylvia Lopez. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You're watching CBS 2 News on this Saturday morning. We'll be right back.
Save big on a great selection at Toyota's annual clearance event. But hurry, this event ends September 2nd. Don't miss out. Get 0 APR for 60 months plus 500 bonus cash on a new Avalon. Toyota, let's go places.
As long as I'm with you, you'll always be safe, Claire.
Time Warner Cable brings you closer to Outlander anytime, anywhere with the TWC TV and Stars Play apps. Whatever you're passionate about, we invent better ways to love it even more. Call today to add Stars. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Get the kitchen of your dreams at a huge discount. Builder Surplus has the most extensive inventory at big savings. The Southland's largest kitchen showroom. From kitchen cabinets to bathroom vanities, it's one-stop shopping. 65 vanity styles, 17 kitchen styles, all assembled and in stock. 123,000 square feet of inventory. Builder Surplus kitchen and bathroom cabinets in Santa Ana at Dye Road and the 55 Freeway. Call 888-528-5656 or go to buildersurplus.net.
The 23 dealers at Cerritos Auto Square may seem like one big happy family.
Okay, big smiles, big smiles.
We're gonna clean your clock this month. That's what you think.
1, 2.
Yes, Cerritos!
I'm gonna beat you both like a drum.
But during our Labor Day sale, our 23 dealers will be competing hard to win your business with incredible deals on the world's largest selection.
Even your mom bought a car for me last week.
Me too.
This Labor Day, let 23 dealers compete for your business.
Yes, Cerritos Auto Square.
Our top stories this Saturday morning. A funeral is being held this morning at First A.M.E. Church for Ezell Ford. The 25-year-old man was unarmed when 2 police officers killed him in South L.A. almost 3 weeks ago. His shooting sparked a series of protests and accusations that officers use excessive force. State lawmakers are responding to the Isla Vista rampage with a new law. It allows guns to be taken away from people who are mentally ill. Judges can issue an order by the request of family members. The bill is now on the governor's desk. And the EU will be imposing new sanctions on Russia over its involvement in Ukraine. Ukraine's president appeared this morning with the EU president. Ukraine's leader says his country could use some military support from the EU, but it's not clear if that will happen.
And getting ready for the last couple days of summer. It's going to be pretty warm today, above average temperatures, and this is going to be a popular spot. Just taking a wild guess. Here's a shot from Santa Monica this morning. You can see that sunshine already making its way out there, and we are going to see plenty of it today. Lots of blue skies as well. Above average temperatures expected into the upper 70s for the beaches, upper 80s for the metro area, and close to triple digits, but not quite there in through the valleys. Upper 90s expected. We'll see a slight cool down as we head towards the end of your weekend and your Labor Day, and then we'll be below average by your Tuesday. Thanks for watching CBS 2 News at 6 a.m.
We are headed over to KCAL 9 News at 7 o'clock. A big battle is brewing over the minimum wage in LA. Then at 8, author Dan Horn will join us live to talk about his new book, Anointed Moments. Have a great morning.
Aerial coverage from Sky 2 is brought to you by Stater Brothers, your hometown supermarket. Brands you know from folks you know. Stater Brothers, serving Southern California families for over 76 years. Supports your home team. Stater Brothers, where you always get more for less.
Boredom meets your match. Summer comes together at Raging Waters, California's largest water park. Right now, buy a Raging Waters 2015 season pass. Get the rest of this year free. Visit RagingWaters.com.
This is Elle. She is my daughter, and she's 16 weeks old. Elle's name is actually really dear to me. I named her after my grandfather, who I was really close with. And so I always said after he passed, if I had a daughter, I would name her after my grandfather. It's been amazing to be with her over these last few months. I love my family here at home, but I miss the whole gang. And it's just so great to be back.
Well, howdy, I'm Nick Worthington, and the Labor Day Sell-a-thon is going on now at Giant Worthington Ford. Get a huge bonus on your trade-in and choose from over 600 vehicles for just $95 down. Take a look.
Here's a Ford Fiesta, just $89.50. Here's a Dodge Grand Caravan, just $89.50. Here's a Ford Escape for just $10.9. And here's a Chevy Captiva for just $13.9. It's Giant Worthington Ford in Long Beach.
Let's save some dough. Go see Cal, go see Cal, go see Cal.
Who's more excited about back-to-school savings at Staples? The moms or the dads? With guaranteed low prices on colored pencils, it's definitely the dads. Staples, make more happen for less.
What the? Foster Farms chicken gets to the store in 48 hours or less.
On this Saturday morning, a final farewell for an